another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of everything to do with Disney travel in style. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bello-Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Bello-Braddock. And today, the story behind Main Street Swagger.
Yes, this is our second in the new series we're doing, Behind the Apparel, and our unscripted series a couple of episodes ago. You seem to enjoy it, so we're going to do one this week on Main Street Swagger, which is one of my favorite collections that we have of graphic t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies. And this is the story behind Main Street Swagger. And you know, I know that you know what Main Street Swagger is because everybody knows this feeling. You just hadn't labeled it before.
I mean, remember the trend a couple of years ago after COVID when everyone was like crying seeing the castle?
Yes.
On TikTok? Like that's a very over dramatized version of it.
That was Main Street Swagger on the rebound. Yes, it is that feeling that you get on every Disney vacation, whether it's your first or your 50th, when you come through the park gates at Walt Disney World or Disneyland and you set foot on Main Street and you start walking up that street, you know that feeling you have, that is Main Street Swagger. And it can mean different things to different people. I mean, some people, Main Street Swagger is their personal style. You know, I always think of Dapper Days when I think of Main Street Swagger, but it's really that feeling you get. Look at me, I'm looking good, I'm on Main Street, and I'm walking towards the castle. And even coming back down Main Street, you can swag.
And that feeling, you can kind of get it anywhere, but it's really like epitomized on Main Street. You know, you could have it just going back to the place where you feel comfortable and happy and excited to be.
That is true. But like it's walking up the street with the cat. I know you know it.
It is.
I know you know. It's the ultimate, if you know, Main Street Swagger, I would say. I mean, who doesn't maybe manifest it in those classic castle photo in the background shots?
Yeah, but it feels like the main character scene in a movie. Like if I'm strutting down Fifth Avenue in my high heels, it's like the same vibe, but obviously different.
That's the swagger. That's
exactly.
No, you've got it.
But you interpret it to
this
be
is the Main Street Disney version of that.
Exactly.
And it's not the same in any other park. The magic, I mean, it feels good to enter every park, but the real magic is Main Street. It's got the history. It's got the castle. It's the original, especially if you're at Disneyland. So that's how we came up with the term. And I have to tell you, this is an origin story episode after all. And I am not shy. I never have been. I have been a Main Street Swagger person since before I came up with that term. And I have the proof. We're going to post it this week, maybe even do a fun little reel. But way back in 1984, this is the genesis for the line for me. There's a photo of me, which I will post. Check the blog post, check social, walking up Main Street that my sister took from behind. And everybody in the image is in a plain colored t-shirt. And I am in the middle of the image walking towards the castle. What am I wearing, Amelia? What is my favorite Main Street Swagger outfit?
Something that I cannot even begin to describe, just, you know, by the sheer horror of having viewed this image.
It is a button-up collared shirt, but it is black and white tiger or zebra stripes. I think it's tiger stripes. And for some reason, this shirt had these tropical blooms on top of the stripes. But if you look at this picture, come on, that is, you got to admit, that is the ultimate Main Street Swagger. I was feeling good, looking good, no shame, marching right up Main Street in my outfit.
Yeah, it has a very classic 80s feel. I'll give it that.
Now, do you make special outfits for Main Street
well,
for your
make
first
special outfits for everywhere?
Yeah, but I know that you, for your first visit on any trip,
well,
that
of course
very
you have a special
first
day outfit. Who doesn't?
Yeah, and you like to take those classic Main Street Swagger photos.
And I love to do it on the first day because that's when the feeling is the most palpable.
Exactly. That's really the best. That's why I said it doesn't really matter if it's your first trip. I mean, your first is ultra super magical, but even the next time you go, it's almost bigger because you're anticipating the swagger on, every trip after
It's
your
like
first
going
one.
to my cottage. I
It
just
is,
like
yeah.
it.
Your
It's
cottage
comforting.
is the castle. It's
Yeah.
just that you can't actually sleep in your cottage unless you're very lucky.
I guess I just like camping out around my cottage then.
Main Street Swagger could also be, for some people, it's walking up with your coffee, right? Coffee and Disney. As you know, we have a coffee line too, several of them.
Except the Starbucks in Magic Kingdom has quite the lineup.
Well, you got to bring it from the resort.
Quite the lineup, I tell you.
You can be rocking your coffee that's where your swag comes from. Or maybe you want to step into the Emporium or Crystal Arts, pick something up for your Main Street Swagger. But it is all of that. But it's really not just about what you wear. It's how you wear it, how you walk. That swagger is the magic in your step. And that I'm home feeling is what the Main Street Swagger line of apparel here at 1923 Main Street is all about.
I mean, it's applicable to all kinds of Disney traveler, which is why it's nice. You can have really adorable little children running up Main Street in their princess dresses, and they've been dolled up at Bippity Boppity Boutique, and that's their
so
princess
true.
moment. And that's their version of Main Street Swagger. Or, you have people that live in Florida and they have their annual passes, and sometimes they will literally go to Disney to get a Coke or to get a Starbucks, and that's their version of Main Street
ultimate
Swagger.
Yeah, that is the locals Main Street Swagger, and they've got us all trumped on that one.
And then you have the people that go every year, and they love going out Main Street. It's familiar. It's the feeling of their vacation. So there's something for everybody has their own Main Street Swagger.
One of my favorite is kids and strollers, and I have to say, we did it to you. We gave you Main Street Swagger.
And aren't they iconic?
They are. There's just some classic shots. Maybe I'll post one too if Amelia lets me. Throwback
in
her
I don't think that's
Cinderella
quite
dress,
necessary.
rocking the sunglasses in the stroller. I mean, is that not the ultimate starlet Main Street
You
Swagger?
add in an overpriced Disney popcorn in there, you've got the perfect picture.
Yeah, at that time, your favorite was not that. It was those
my bad.
those Disney lollipops, Mickey-shaped head
Those were
on a long
so
stick.
good, just
And
pure sugar.
Yeah, you would go
So
through
good.
those quite
Highly
frequently.
recommend.
That
Delicious.
I mean, you liked popcorn, but those, I think, were your true Main Street Swagger, because we would have to stop into the Emporium or the candy shop on the other side, pick them up, and then you were on your way, waving to the crowd as we strolled through up the street to the cast members, that is, at rope drop.
It was very
if you
important.
do rope drop, you'll know the cast members are out there waving at you. That is when you really feel the swagger, I'm telling you.
See,
Rope drop and
that's a
Main Street
different
Swagger,
kind.
they go together.
Yeah, well, because I like to, I'll sprint up, or actually, no, you're not allowed to run. I will very quickly and briskly walk up, fueled purely by caffeine and the desire to be the first in line. And that's another kind of Main Street Swagger.
Yes, that is. There are many that's the whole point of it. Everybody has their own, but I don't think any true Disney-loving traveler would deny there is a magical feeling when you walk up Main Street. We've given it a name. We've given it a line of clothes. So now you know, when you see our Main Street Swagger line, what it's all about. So wear it proud. Listen, if you take a shot wearing a Main Street Swagger on Main Street, please tag us, send it to us. We will repost that and get you some extra coverage for your own feeds, because we love seeing people with Main Street Swagger.
Well, I feel like, at least for me, the vacation doesn't fully start until I've hit Main Street. Like, if I'm going to Epcot and Hollywood and here and there and everywhere first, it doesn't count.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
I know, but I'm just saying.
They're, walking into, let's say you're staying at the Boardwalk or Beach Club, and your first park is walking in the back entrance, the international, the gateway entrance to Epcot. There's not really a lot of swagger in that. You're going underneath that horrific Skyliner.
Hey, no hate to the France Pavilion.
Not the France Pavilion, but that's still, you got to cross
She's
the
a
bridge
beauty.
and go right. Anyway, you get the point, and I think you're agreeing with me on this one.
I've always agreed with you.
All right, so there you have it. Behind the apparel, Main Street Swagger. Now you know what it means, where it came from, and if you want to check it out, please do that. We'll put links in these posts, and wear it proud. Show us your swagger.
Different for everyone, but you can't deny it's there.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. As always, follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street. Visit the shop at 1923mainstreet.com. We'll see you again next week. Have a magical day.
Bye-bye.